As the leader of the Booner Pack, I lead from the front.
All right, boys. Lock in.
It's our core foundation, man. Grit.
I'm fired up. I'm fired the f*** up, boys.
It's pumping right now. It's got my juice pumping, boys.
Welcome to Crunch Time Sports with Jeff and Booner today. It is Thursday, August 7th. Preseason's going on for football. Tomorrow the Lions play. So we'll talk about that, which we'll be live for. So if you're hanging out, come watch the fellas. All right, we'll be live reacting to the game tomorrow. We did it last preseason game and it went really well. So come hang out. Hopefully the result's not the same, but we got a lot to get to today. Kory Woods joining. He covers the Detroit Lions from live.com. We got Ennis Rakestraw confirmed, bad news. And then, of course, preseason stuff. We'll talk some Michigan at the end of the show. So we got a packed show today.
Yeah, we do. We have a fun show. I'm pumped to talk to Kory about tomorrow. Can I be honest with you real quick? I'm starting to get tired of the preseason talk already. I hate it. This is the worst thing ever. Like, we have a segment today, backup quarterbacks. We've talked about the backup quarterbacks like 6 times already. Like, I'm so cool off talking backups. I don't know, dude. I don't know if it's just me, but like the football's starting to come back. I don't like the fact that the Lions put it in the Hall of Fame game because it like gave us a teaser and it gave us stuff to talk about for a whole week before it actually all starts going. So I'm over the it hit me today. It just hit me. I don't know if it's hit you yet, but I'm just at that point where it's just like, I just want the season to start. We have 3 weeks to go. It's going to be the longest 3 weeks of our lives. It really is.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a long 3 weeks. But you know what? We made it through the off season. We just got to push another couple weeks. All right.
Yep.
Because we've done enough off seasons throughout our short term career. Never fun, but
it's the worst, dude. Especially this off season.
Yeah, football's king. You know what I mean? It just is. So when football's not on television, it sucks. That's just the reality of it. The numbers dictate that. So
it is back, though. It's like officially. I tweeted out today 27 straight weeks of just football, weeks or weekends.
Yeah,
it's officially
football, NFL
until like the second week of February. There's football every week, and lots of it. So I am juiced about that. I'm just so tired, dude. Like Jeff, you can't tell me, genuinely look me in the eyes and be like, you're pumped up for some of these preseason segments we're gonna do.
Yeah, well, you know what?
You can't tell me you want to talk backup quarterbacks for a whole nother 15 minutes.
Let's do it. Why not? Huh? Come on. Hey, you wake up or you just want to talk ball. That's what we do.
No, I'm juiced up for the show though. At the end of the day. I think it's just the backup quarterback thing's wearing on me.
Yeah, that's fair. What about the edge thing? The edge talk? Where's on you?
The edge talk's been for years, so I'm not too like, I'm not stressing out about the edge talk.
Yeah, that's been another one that's just won't go away. Shift God says we're going against future Pro Bowler James Pierce tomorrow. Is he
playing tomorrow?
I don't know. I mean, Tyleik Williams isn't playing. I don't think, right?
No, there's a chance that he plays. Dan said that he's still considering playing him and Tate. So,
well, we know who's not playing. Ennis Rakestraw. He was confirmed out for the year. He's on the injured reserve, shoulder injury, and he posted this TikTok alerting fans kind of what happened.
I'll be back soon. Been a rough 2 years.
Copyrighted. Just letting you know.
But I'll never question God. Just want to play the game I love dearly and show my people who I am and the kids who grew up like me it's possible. So I'll win in the end. Just been a blurry road I've been on. I know it's a clear road ahead. Just have to keep pushing. I'll be back.
Yeah, that's can I say? And I think the music just got me a little. It's kind of funny. But the actual situation.
Guy got us copyrighted. It's a tough one.
Just the music and the AI voice kind of throws me off. But
yeah.
I don't have TikTok, so I guess it's a little weird. But the actual situation's terrible. I feel we've already discussed the injury stuff with like Brad Holmes, and we make jokes about it, but just on like a human level, I do feel for Ennis Rakestraw. Like that sucks. Like he just can't avoid getting injured. He can't, and it's not his fault. It just happens. I don't know how else to describe it. He's just battled through so many injuries, and I know he's got talent, but if you're not on the field, you can't display it. He just hasn't had an opportunity to do it, and you're seeing it like around the league, like Nick P. Rashawn Slater today.
That's a big hit for that Chargers team.
He's gotten injured before. Like he's another guy just battling injuries.
Has he been out? Has he been out though for a whole season?
He was out for a long time with something else. I don't know if it was last season or the season prior, but he's dealt with some injuries. But he's so good. But it sucks, man. When you're hurt and you can't play, that's why availability is the best ability. Sometimes it's just hard. You can be as good of a player as you want. If you're not playing on the field. Yeah. Like it reminds you like most recently, like in the NFC North, like Jair Alexander. Like Jair's really good. He just plays half the year every year. It's just like, okay, well.
Constantly out. It's tough just because like we know, like you said, what Ennis can do, and the talent that he has, and not really it's like the potential. Like like, hey, if he's healthy for years and he gets the reps, and he's going to be good. Yeah. But it's just like he's not getting those. And I think the hardest part about it, at least like in my opinion, going through it, is that he's missing out on essentially just 2 years of growth. It's not the fact that it's 2 years of his own playing. It's just that's 2 years for a guy who, when you get in the NFL, like it takes time to kind of learn the NFL, get into it. You see Terry on year 1, like to year 2. It takes time. And we're not going to fully see him minimum until year 3, right? Like it's not until his 3rd season. And then that's when his development starts. Okay, it's his first a full season in the NFL. Okay, give him another year. Oh, now he's already in year 4. That's tough, man. It is tough. And I do feel for him. But it's still just it's brutal for this defense, because we were expecting, at least I had talked about for a couple months that I thought Ennis was going to be a guy that's going to be able to compete for a job, or just at least give a run at it. And that's kind of your 4th corner in that room, and you just lost basically your depth.
Yeah, I mean the depth part of it sucks. I mean I think Rocky Sin's a little more valuable now because they don't have Rakestraw, obviously. But I think it's just for like Rakestraw as a player. It's just I don't even know, because he won't really have a fair shake until his 3rd year in the league. Like he'll be going into his 3rd year.
Yeah,
which is tough.
But even then, that's his first full season. So you're still like,
knock on wood,
he's still going to be learning, and you're hoping that he just gets a healthy full season, and you just don't know. Especially with a guy who's like injury prone and is constantly getting injured.
Yeah, playing the cornerback position is one of the hardest positions to play in the league. And he hasn't had the reps to, like, the only way you get better at any position, but really corner, is just playing. Like Terrion, even though there was moments last year where he didn't look great, he played a lot. So he got thrown into the fire and he learned from it. If you're not playing,
it's tough.
You can't get better not playing. You know what I'm saying? You can't.
You can only learn so much watching film.
There's only so much you can do not playing. So I don't.
Do you think? I don't want to even say it. It's just like, do you think they just? I'm not gonna say move on. They're obviously going to give him opportunities, like you saw with Levi O. It took him a while to get going until year 3, year 4, but it's just like you can't rely on it at this point. I feel like Brad has to. Hey, I think that's one of the issues that Brad does have at times. We talk about that it's like he just relies on guys to be healthy that never are. And then it bites you in the butt. And it's done that here with Ennis to where, and I know, again, he's only going into year 2, but it's like same story, like different day. Just the same thing keeps happening. It's with the players that we have had conversations with. Like I remember when we signed Marcus Davenport, conversations. What is it? Injured. What does he do? Gets injured. Ennis Rakestraw, me and you and Klotz talking about pre-draft. What's the issue with him? Injuries in Missouri, constantly injured. What happens 2 years into his career? Injured both seasons. He's going to miss essentially 2 full seasons. So it. It's a fallback. It's not a good look.
Yeah, I think what Brad Holmes has to consider is, do you draft a corner this upcoming draft? You have to consider it. Just because Amik's going to be a free agent, and is bank on him, I don't mean that disrespectfully. It's just from a GM perspective, you can't bank on Ennis being the starter.
No, you need a third and fourth guy, like a legit third, fourth dude.
You need to draft someone that maybe, even if it's a guy who could play inside, but they need to draft a corner. I
agree.
Again, I don't know if I'm not saying first round, but early in the draft, you have to draft a corner, in my opinion. They just even DJ and Taron are the only two that are kind of secured over the next couple of years. That's it.
I just don't think you can go into next year like hoping Ennis is even in free agency, like go get a guy. I think the good thing though with DJ Reed, Jeff, and Terrion is they're both here for the next 3 years because DJ Reed signed a 3-year deal. So at least you have like some you have your top two guys there, but it's that nickel spot, it's that third corner, it's that fourth, it's that depth. That's I think the biggest thing. I wonder if they do go out right now and go find someone. I know Rocky Sin's there, but I wonder if they're like, hey, Ennis was in it. We were expecting him.
I mean, they said, do you take a chance on Asante Samuel Jr.? I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that situation. Asante Samuel, because he came into the league for the Chargers and had, in terms of just looking at like production, he wasn't bad. I mean, he was pretty solid. And apparently I just looked it up. The Cardinals have interest in him, but his first year with the Chargers, he had 2 picks, 11 pass deflections, the next year 2 picks, the next year 2 picks. And then this past season, he was just hurt and they didn't re-sign him. So I don't know. By the way,
breaking news.
I wouldn't mind it though, but what's the breaking news?
You ready for this one? Yep. CJ Gardner-Johnson out for the season. Torn ACL. Done for the season. Getting surgery, and he will be back in 2026.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
And that's like that's why for all the people out there that want to bring up like Dan Campbell and the practices and how physical they are, guys get hurt all around the league. I mean, Rashawn Slater just went down. DJ just went down. I mean, Anthony Richardson just went down in a preseason game.
Maxwell Hairston with the Bills, literally first hitting practice with pads, does his knee. And I think he's good. I think he's going to end up, it wasn't as serious, but it happens everywhere.
Yeah.
It really does.
You chill the hell out on the whole, like Dan Campbell's too aggressive or he has too physical practices. I mean, this is just the NFL, man. You're going to get hurt. Everyone gets hurt. It's just when you get hurt and how severe is it?
Yeah.
And unfortunately for Ennis, he's dealt with some severe injuries. He just has stacked on top of each other. I know the perfect person we can discuss this with. Covers the Detroit Lions and Detroit Pistons for MLive.com. Joins the show often. Very, very bright guy. Our good friend, Mr. Kory Woods. Kory,
what's going on?
How you doing, my friend?
Pretty good. What's going on, guys? How you doing?
Hey, well, Kory, I'll just start off with the big one here. Ennis Rakestraw. I got a feel for the guy. I mean, we talked about the other day. Brad Holmes, he loves injured players. I get that's the kind of the joke here, but just on like a human level, Ennis cannot beat the injury bug, and it's been happening to him since college. He just can't avoid injuries, and me and Booner talked about it. It's hard to predict or project he's going to become a really good player because he just can't get injuries. He can't avoid injuries, and that's the unfortunate part. You only get better. Yeah, you work out in the offseason, but you get better by playing games, and he just hasn't played a lot of games. So what's your reaction to this Ennis stuff and kind of what the Lions should do moving forward? Because I do think they should look at a corner, Kory, at some point in the draft, maybe this upcoming draft.
Well, I mean, I think it's a really unfortunate situation. I mean, they took Ennis pretty high. I mean, they went ahead and got Terrion last year in the first round, and then they went out and got Ennis. So, they were expecting these guys both of them to play major roles for years to come. And and his body is betraying him. It's a really tough situation. I've seen some of the fan reaction today, and I understand that there's disappointment because, when you see your team draft a guy as high as they took Ennis, you're expecting him to play. But when you're talking about on a human level, it's not like this guy is going out there and trying to get injured. You know what I mean? It's like, and I shared this on my X, Twitter, whatever they call it these days. I was speaking with Emmanuel Mosley when they were doing locker room cleanouts last year. And that's a guy that the Lions picked up in free agency a couple of years ago, expecting him to play, and his body just continued to betray him. And it just took me back to that conversation where he was so distraught. He's like, I'm doing everything I can, and it's just not coming together. He didn't know whether he was going to quit the game or not. Go do something else. He said he had to go talk with his family, but just kind of bring it back to the point is it's an unfortunate situation that they're going through. I think they have to go out there and probably go draft they're probably going to go ahead and go grab some corner depth next year in the offseason, through the draft or through free agency. But yeah, it's real tough. It's really unfortunate. For you got to feel for the guy. Like Dan Campbell said the other day, it's not his fault.
Yeah, Kory, I do want to bring up as well, just at camp the other day, Brad Holmes spoke with 97.1 and those guys on the morning show there. Just want to get your thoughts. He brought up they asked him about Zadarius Smith, and he had kind of said, hey, this is a two-sided street essentially. And then he also said, I understand that some people potentially might not want to be at training camp. Do you think that's the case for Zadarius, or do you think that there might be a holdup as well with the contract, whether it's years or money? And do you expect maybe Zadarius Smith to be a part of the Detroit Lions heading into this season?
Yeah, I saw that. Got a little bit of something up on there on that interview with Brad Holmes, and I kind of read in between the lines. If I could kind of do some psychoanalyzing, he pretty much said it without really trying to say it. Like, hey, we're in conversation with Zadarius. He said that he doesn't think it's that he doesn't want to be at camp, but I mean, let's just be real. I mean, Zadarius is getting up there in age. We know that he's training, but he probably does not want to put himself through the physical grind of a training camp, just off of the simple fact that hey, he wants to come in and be a productive member of the team and help the Lions get to Super Bowl. I believe that something may come together, either maybe the last week of training camp or after they go ahead and start to finalize that 53-man roster and see where they're at with a couple of guys, because Zadarius is getting up there in age, and they probably want to see where they're at with some of these other guys and let them get the reps in, during practice, during these scrimmages, during the preseason, where you already know what you're going to get out of Zadarius. So the main thing I think they're probably hoping is that he just comes into camp healthy. I mean, he comes into the team healthy after camp and just go ahead and ready to go. Like, yeah, you can bring Zadarius in the camp right now, but you just miss Marcus Davenport all of last season. So you need these practice reps to see how he's doing, how he's looking. And Davenport has been looking pretty damn good, if I'm being quite honest. So I think they might get something done. I think if Zadarius wanted to go anywhere else, I believe he could have been picked up by now. So the fact that he hasn't been picked up, he's fully healthy. You see his Instagram videos, he's working out and training. I believe I would be shocked if they don't get something done by the start of the new season when they go to Green Bay.
And well, Kory, speaking of getting something done, Aiden Hutchinson, that contract, Brad said no intense talks lately. It seems like, just from observation, that maybe Aiden's camp could be waiting for other players around the league to get paid. I think also you have to take in consideration that he's been dominating camp, so they probably feel like, hey, just wait, put up the numbers, and get paid the most money you can. What are the feelings you kind of get from how Aiden and his camp are kind of handling this? Do you think that could be the case? It's like, hey, we're going to bet on Aiden. Or do you maybe expect Brad Holmes to try and speed this thing up a little bit?
I think Brad Holmes could probably try to speed this thing up a little bit because, again, Aiden is looking dominant right now in camp. He looks like the old Aiden Hutchinson. Maybe one could argue he's a little bit better because he has the chip on his shoulder. You know what I mean? So if I'm just kind of looking at things from afar, with the way that he's playing, if he's able to stay healthy and showcase that over the first couple of weeks throughout a whole season, yeah, it's in his best interest to go ahead and hold out for that bag because he is coming off the leg injury. Maybe I don't want to say the Lions are lowballing him because I have no intel of that at all. So don't say Kory said they're lowballing him, but I'm just saying they picked up the 5th-year option. Maybe they were trying to do a wait and see how he feels before wait and see how he looks in a game and whatnot before they give him that big extension. But I mean, right now, I think his camp is probably just like, let's wait and see. Let's see if we can get that bigger bag because let's just be real. Edge rushers are getting paid. And I mean, yeah. I don't know anybody who doesn't like money.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair actually. He's probably going to get himself He has a chance to potentially reset that market at some point. Kind of going back, though, to the preseason game tomorrow and as well as training camp. At camp the other day, me and Jeff were in attendance, and I think all the reports and everyone was putting out there that offense struggled a little bit versus Lions defense. And granted, the left tackle situation with Giovanni Manu in there. What were your takeaways from what's going on with this offense right now, Kory? Just outside of that left tackle spot, do you feel like they're taking a little maybe too long to catch their stride, or this is just hey, they're just trying to figure this thing out with John Morton right now?
I think they're just trying to figure this thing out with John Morton. And, Lomas Brown, I apologize if I misquote you, but I believe when I was talking to Lomas, he was just saying that, training camp is not really the greatest for offensive linemen. Things kind of really pick up once the season really starts. These guys, they really kind of get into emotion. So I wouldn't panic too much just yet, because also too, yeah, they're still trying to figure things out with John Morton, but they still have Hank Fraley there. And Hank Fraley, by all accounts, is one of the best offensive line coaches in the entire NFL. It's also a big reason why when there were reports that he might be out the door heading to Seattle to take their OC job, it was real trepidation here. So as long as they have Hank Fraley, I think this unit will be fine. It's just that, they're dealing with new life. I mean, Zeitler's gone. Frank Ragnar's retired. This is a whole new thing that they're stepping into. So give it time. It's first couple of weeks. I say if we're getting to like the end of preseason and things are still looking a little murky, okay, yeah, it's okay to have those concerns. But right now, I would say let's just kind of get through let's get through the first joint practice, which is coming up next week with the Miami Dolphins. Let's get through those 2 joint sessions and then kind of reassess where we're at.
Yeah, Kory, well, just looking at kind of the roster, it's very early, but just based on your observations, is there any players in camp that has kind of surprised you, either for good or bad, guys that you think could sneak onto the roster or guys that you think could be left off the roster?
Well, one guy that had made a name for himself in camp and did make a name for himself in that Hall of Fame game is Rocky Sin. I mean, especially now with Rakestraw going out, I believe this is a guy that was already going to be trending towards making the team before that. I believe right now, as long as he continues to have a solid showing throughout the camp, him and Avonte Maddox are going to go ahead and solidify themselves with a fine place within this team. Dominic Lovett, I mean, we know he's going to be down for a little bit, so this is now a chance for a guy like Jackson Meeks to be able to step up and make a name for himself. I think Dominic has the edge on him when it comes to route running. But when you're talking about a guy that has been, making some tough catches in camp and really showing that underdog mentality, that could be Meeks. I don't know if he's going to be the guy that makes the Lions decide to carry 6 wide receivers. I think, I think Lovett might have the edge on him in that. And when he comes back, he might be able to showcase a little bit more because he's a little bit more versatile. But Jackson Meeks is a guy that I've been really high on, maybe to a fault. I was high on Zach Cunningham. Things kind of slipped a little bit. So I'm curious to see how he's going to go ahead and make a name for himself and kind of solidify his role on this team. But yeah, those are some of the guys that I would say like I'm kind of like keeping my eye on.
Yeah, another thing I want to bring up, and this has been a big thing over the last week, because Tim Patrick, I believe, had some sort of injury at camp the other day. But even before that, the reports were that he was kind of struggling a little bit, and he had done an interview and said, "Hey, I need to be a lot better." And then while that's happening, Isaac Tesla, the rookie, is just essentially he's just out there balling, and he's making plays. And in the preseason, he was making plays. Do you think that this kind of transition from Isaac Tesla? I think everyone knew Isaac Tesla was kind of the Tim Patrick replacement after this season, potentially. Do you think that transition, Kory, is going to end up being a lot earlier than fans think? And there's a chance that this thing happens over the first few weeks of the NFL season?
I'll tell you this much. Tesla is putting together an amazing camp. So if he's able to, I want to see what he's going to do with these next 3 weeks. He's been putting together some strong showings. And I mean, if he continues to develop that chemistry with Jared Goff, we got some company in the background. If he continues to develop that chemistry with Jared Goff, I mean, look, this is a team that's in the Super Bowl window. Yeah, you like the experience and the veteran savviness with Tim Patrick there, but if a guy outplays you, then he just simply outplays you. So Tesla is just taking this camp and turning some heads. And I guess I say we gotta wait and see, but I don't think it's too far fetched to see that he could make this team, because when you're talking about Tesla's build, he kind of fits that Josh Reynolds type role that the Lions were missing when Reynolds left. And I told people this, even though Reynolds picked the worst time to have one of his bad games, you would see just how important he is to that offense once he exits. Even with the records they set last season, they still missed that third wide receiver who could be who can wreak true havoc on that secondary and can take the top off the defense. They lost that with Reynolds. They now have that back with Tesla. So if him and Goff get another thing about Goff has always shown that if he trusts you, he's going to take chances with the football. So if he's trusting Tesla and he steps up to take that job, that means that Goff is comfortable with them. And not only is Goff comfortable, but that means that John Morton and Dan Campbell are as well. And that's what's most important.
Yeah, just looking at that preseason game tomorrow, Kory, what are some things you're kind of looking forward to see? Obviously, the quarterback stuff, and you could harp on that if it's the most important. But is there anything else you're looking to see? I know it's preseason, but things you'll be paying your attention to?
Some of the things that I'm going to be paying attention to is going to be obviously the QB2 role, because Kyle Allen and Hendon Hooker did not have the greatest showing. I want to see what Hendon Hooker is going to be able to do coming out the gate with the offense and having that first half to work with, because me and Ben Raven talked about this on our Dungeon of Doom podcast. It kind of felt like in that Hall of Fame game in the second half, the Lions may have just been trying to get out of there injury free. You know what I mean? So I'm looking to see more of what they can go ahead and do with Hooker, because he had a strong camp up until recently, and this is a guy that they took really high. They need him to solidify himself as that number 2 role. Me and Ben went back and forth about whether Kyle Allen could take it or not. He thinks that Hooker is Hooker's job to lose. I said that Kyle Allen was my dark horse, just to not necessarily take the job, but to put more pressure on Hooker because of just his being around the league a little bit longer. But this is his chance, and this is really the one thing that Lions fans and people in general are looking for, because everywhere else is pretty much solidified.
Yeah, I do want to kind of bring that up, because we asked John the other day too, when we had him on, about kind of roster bubbles. I know it's only kind of the second preseason game. Is there any kind of roster bubble guys right now when you're talking about, like, oh man, I'm trying to think of I'm drawing a blank right now in position. Broderick Martin, yes. Even Colby Sorsdale, who Kory, me and Jeff noticed that he was kind of getting more reps at the tackle position with all these injuries, and some of the people are saying that they felt like he has had a little bit of a better camp, even though he was one of the guys going in that potentially could lose his job based off of the signings that they made. Is there any of those bubble guys that you think are going to have a chance to kind of state their case over the next 2 weeks?
Hey, Booner, can you say that again? You kind of went in and out of my headphones. I apologize.
Oh, no, you're all good. I was just talking about the bubble guys heading into the next 2 weeks. Is there any specific players that are on the bubble that you think are going to have a chance to, like Broderick Martins or Colby Sorsdales, that are going to have a chance to still make this team?
I would say Colby might have a shot to make this team just off of his versatility, and he's pretty much been able to play on different positions along this line. Broderick Martin, I'm a little bit concerned about. Me and Ben both talked about that. I believe that the Broderick Martin experiment might be coming to an end, because just in the time that he's been there, he has not really made a name for himself and solidified that he can be a guy in that defensive line rotation. So when we're talking about guys on the bubble, he is my number 1 candidate to be on the bubble of not making this team.
Yeah, that the Broderick Martin. I think I had enough of it, Kory. If I'm being honest, I think I had enough of the Broderick Martin experience. But we'll always take the Kory Woods experience. We appreciate you, Kory, joining the show as always. You guys can follow Kory at Kory Woods. Joins the show, always helps the fellas out. Kory, we'll talk to you soon, my friend.
All right, peace out.
Appreciate it, Kory.
Kory Woods talking some Detroit Lions with the fellas here. Plenty more to get to. We'll get to our I guess, what we want to see in the preseason game tomorrow. And different things, different storylines regarding that. First, I do have to tell you about the sponsor of today's show.
All right, there we go, Jeff.
And that is our good friend.
Talk to me about
Comer and Cross, because I'll tell you one thing. Comer and Cross is never on the bubble. They're making the roster. All right. They're not Colby Sorsdahl or Broderick Martin. And what Comer and Cross can do for you is help you out with a major issue. And the issue is you're staring at your cracked stained garage floor. And Comer and Cross has the solution. Right now, during Comer and Cross, the summer installation sale, they're offering 12 months, same as cash, or $500 in savings. So why put off getting your new Comer and Cross concrete floor? With 12 months, same as cash, or $500 off. Call the number 248-834-3488. They transform patios, pool decks, basements, even driveways, and they move the stuff out for you. So call 248-834-3488. That's 248-834-3488. Or book your free estimate at comercross.com. Tell them your friends over at Crunch Time Sports sent you. All right, let's get back to the show here, Boone. And we'll get into our expectations. All right, expectations for tomorrow's preseason game, because there's a lot of different angles we can go with this. I will say something I'm looking forward to seeing player-wise. Giovanni Manu. All right. I want to see Gio again.
This guy won't stop with the Gio stuff, man.
Because Dan brought him up, and he was asked about him, and Dan brought up that before that preseason game last week, he had his best practice. And then the preseason game, he built on that. When you're talking about a developmental player in a project, the thing you have to look for is progress. And I want to see what now the following week, another week, can he build on that performance? All right. And he has to, I'm not saying this game's the end all be all, but what I'm saying is it'll be an opportunity for him to at least show the coaching staff, hey, I'm heading in the right direction. All right. If he has a terrible performance, I mean, people are just going to sit there and be like, what is going on with Giovanni Manu? Is this guy going backwards? Does he just stink? Is it fool's gold? Does he maybe just look the part? What's I don't know what the term is. He looks like he'll be really good, but actually isn't very good. He just has all the physical.
Couldn't tell you that term.
Yeah, he's a big for nothing. That's what it is.
That was the term?
BFN. Is he big for nothing? We'll find out. And tomorrow will help that argument. So for me, I'm going to start with the big fella, Giovanni Manu, with all the tackle injuries they have right now. I'm going to be looking at the big fella.
So are we doing players right now, or
just things in general? I have a player. I have
3 players and I have 3 things I'm looking for. Which one do we want to do first?
Do players.
All right. First off, I didn't have Giovanni Manu on my list. I'll tell you why I don't have Giovanni Manu on my list, Jeff. I'm not going to keep beating a dead horse with a player that's not going to play this year. I'm not going to do it. Like, I get it. You have your narrative. I'm just not going to keep sitting here being like, Giovanni Manu, let the man develop this year. I think we can all agree that it's going to be Taylor Decker, Dan Skipper, and probably Jamarco Jones, and then Giovanni Manu. And I know those guys are hurt, so it is Manu, and there is that chance in the regular season. But I think if there is that chance in the regular season, they're going to go out and sign a tackle anyways. I think they're giving Giovanni Manu another redshirt year, Jeff. And I know you hate to see that or hear that, but I think the expectation for Giovanni Manu was always going to be, hey, year 3, or when Taylor Decker's contract's up, they're going to hope that he's the one that's ready to go. So to me, I get it. Like, yeah, you want to see him and you want to see the development. Is he my number 1 player that I want to see? Not even close. He's probably like 11th, 12th, 13th, maybe 14th guy.
That's insane.
I want to see guys that I know are going to potentially have impacts on this.
Most of these guys won't play.
No, most of them will. Most of them are going to be special teams players. Most of them are going to, if a guy goes down, they're going to be second team. Giovanni Manu is like your 3rd, 4th tackle. He's probably your 4th. There's
guys out there that are 3rd, 4th guys.
And a lot of these guys are going to have opportunities to get snaps. Like, my number 1. Do you want me to start at my number 3 or my number 1?
He's not on my number 1 player.
So he's your number 3 then.
Well, he's one of the things I am watching. Yes, Giovanni.
So he's your 3rd. He's your 3rd. Okay, my 3rd. It's Hendon Hooker.
Yeah,
I'm going Hendon Hooker. I don't think it, and then Kyle Allen, yeah, we know what Kyle Allen is. I think just with Hendon Hooker, I just want to see the man bounce back. And you know what? This is, I think, and then this might sound crazy. This is the most important game of his football career. Like at the end of the day. And I know it's crazy. It's a preseason game. He needs to go out there and just show that he's capable. And we know the talent that he has. Just put his talent on the field. Show the people that you're talent at the end of the day. Like last week was a tough look, and he knows it, and he's had a good camp. But when like push came to shove, and it was game film, and you went out on the field to play, it wasn't put on the film. You didn't see it. So I think this is right now for him to kind of keep that backup job, and for him to win that job over, and to kind of keep this thing going here in Detroit. I think this is the biggest game that he's had in his career when it comes to, obviously in the NFL he hasn't played much. So I'm gonna go on Hendon Hooker as he was my number 3. And I really hope he goes out there and balls out, Jeff. I do. I have what you always say, Booner, you hate Hendon Hooker. I want him to be good. He has so much talent. I want it to work out. Hey, I want you to be right, Jeff. I do. You don't hear that a lot.
Well, I will say out of all the players that will play in the preseason, this quarterback battle, those guys are QB2. So for your argument's sake, Hendon Hooker's number 1 to me. Yeah, that's how because it's the biggest storyline. He's QB2 of the team potentially. Watch.
Yeah.
If you have Keith Cooper higher, I'm gonna be so.
No,
upset.
I don't. Listen, I have guys that are probably going to get more snaps this season than Hendon Hooker. That's why I have them higher.
Well, hopefully, yeah. Hopefully, you don't have to have.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's why.
But
I've been on the stands to where I still want them to go get a veteran quarterback. So in my eyes, they're going to get a veteran quarterback, and Hendon Hooker's probably not going to see the field. But in case he does, that makes this more important.
But I think the quarterback is the number 1 storyline. Like that's just because that's what everyone's paying attention to right now. It's like, do you have a backup quarterback? Do you even have a backup quarterback right now? Or do you maybe have Hendon Hooker who can show that he's capable? I don't know if a game will do that, but the rest of the preseason, maybe you feel a little better about him. But yeah, I think the quarterback, they have to be on that list. I mean, there's no debate about that. I would put them 1 for me, but I respect it. I understand it.
All right. Yeah, I agree. I'm just so confused on the list we're doing right now because I have 2 separate lists. I'm absolutely rattled right now. Have you ever seen the what's that one movie, that Halloween movie where they get in the cab and the guy's head like turns in a complete circle? That's how I feel right now, if I'm just being honest.
Oh, it's literally just 3 things you're excited to see.
Oh, okay. So I started listing off my wrong list.
Well, or whatever. It doesn't matter. You're overthinking this. You overthink this way too much. It's just 3 things you want to see, Booner. I mean, if you want to rank them, go ahead. You don't have to rank them.
No,
It's just we're just discussing storylines. That is literally all we're doing. You're freaking out. You're fine. All right. Quarterback.
No, I am fine. I'm just okay.
Quarterback's a good one. Giovanni Manu. Number 2 for me, going into it, is the red zone. Red zone for offense. I want to see the offense score touchdowns. All right. And that has to do with one player, Sione Vaki. That's who I want to see. Are we confirmed he's playing? Do we know?
Probably not. I would guess not. He hasn't practiced.
I want to see RB. I want to see who RB3 is. If it's Craig Reynolds, fine. I don't want to see Craig Reynolds that much, to be honest, in the preseason. But I would like to see Sione Vaki. I know he hasn't practiced, but he needs to get run at some point. So hopefully they're going to cycle through some running backs on tomorrow, and they sign 2 more. I would like to see, and honestly, just the run game in general we can go with, but really running back specific. So Sione Vaki, sure, throw Craig Reynolds in there. They signed the UFL running back as well. I keep forgetting his name. But I want to see those guys. It kind of ties into the O-line, but more so the running backs I'm looking forward to see tomorrow. Sione Vaki, I didn't know he wasn't playing or not, but I have Sione Vaki on this list. So if he's not playing,
I don't think he's playing. He hasn't practiced all week, I don't believe.
That's disappointing. He should be playing. So
I agree. Unless there's some report out there, I can look it up to see. But I don't think. I mean, my guess would be.
I was confused. I was talking with Justin and them about Sione Vaki, so I don't know if he's not playing.
It says August 6th, Fantasy Pros, Sione Vaki ready to roll in preseason opener. I don't know how real that is, though. Yeah, I don't know. That's just like a random account.
Well, they haven't talked about it, so I don't know if it's confirmed or not, but I'm still going to go see Iafrate. I want to see him. So if he plays or not, just please. I want to see. I think he could be better than Craig Reynolds, personally. So he's on my list.
Yeah, I agree. I just put offensive weapons as a whole. Isaac Tesla, we know. And then I guess if we're doing players as well, Dominic Lovett. I want to see Dominic Lovett play tomorrow. I want to see all the what.
Is he playing?
Oh, yeah. No, he is, isn't he? Well, that sucks. You wanted Sione, he's hurt. I wanted Dominic, he's hurt. I mean, we're both in an absolute blender here with the guys we want to see. The guys that we want to see offensively are out. That's a problem.
Yeah, I hope Iafrate's not out.
I think he is. All right. So I just want to see these weapons, though. I mean, there's going to be a battle for that final wide receiver. Yeah, if they keep that 6th spot or that 6th wide receiver spot, there's going to be a battle for it. I know Isaac Tesla's already going to make the team, but like they like weapons. They love weapons on this team. And if you can go out there and make plays, we saw it last year with Darius Fountain, where he started making plays the first few weeks, and it was like, hey, he has a serious chance to make this team. And then the last week he didn't play as well, and he kind of fell off a little bit. But if you go out there and prove to Dan and John Morton and Jared Goff and those guys, hey, you can make plays. Like JC said, TK85. The problem with TK85 is, man, he's kind of like I get it. He's a Khalif Raymond clone. Like they literally stand next to each other. They're the same exact size. They play exactly alike. They do everything the same. So I think for TK, like that's what's tough for him because, dude, he plays so hard. He's so good, Jeff. In camp, he works so hard. He's getting runs with the ones, and it feels like he's just never going to make the team. And when it sucks, it really does for him. But TK85. I don't know if there's a chance he makes the team, but that's why I wish Dominic Lovett was playing. I really do.
Yeah, well, I'll say this: if Iafrate's not playing, I'll put Ahmed Hassan in there then.
Yeah, he is my number one. I had him in the pass rush as number one.
Yeah, I'll put Ahmed Hassan at number 2 because I want to see Ahmed Hassan because that is a player that had a really good game 1. So you want to see him build on that, of course. And he's another developmental player. So he's kind of a guy you're watching for. I don't think he's someone that's going to play a lot in the regular season, but still, I want to see him. I want to see him keep developing. And I think in camp, they've liked him a lot. He's moved up. He's played with the second team. I'm not really sure if he's sprinkled in a couple times with the first team, but I know the second team, he's been out there a lot. Yeah. So I want to see Ahmed Hassan build. I mean, he had some highlight plays against the Chargers. I'd like to see him get some run tomorrow because it's good for him to get run and honestly just play. Let him just play, go up against second string offensive tackles and see how he handles it. So give me I'll go. If Iafrate's hurt, I'll go Ahmed Hassan.
My number one, I know people, quarterbacks, listen, they're going to sign a quarterback. So the quarterback battle, it's whatever. It doesn't matter. You could like those guys as much as you want. Neither of them is going to make an impact for this football team, even if they need to. They're not going to. So I went number one, Ahmed Hassan. I think out of anyone who plays tomorrow, he has the biggest chance to make an impact on this football team this year to win a Super Bowl. And if Ahmed Hassan is getting his reps in, I've said it, like let him play all game, let him get every single rep in the world in, and let him get ready for the season and get a feel for the NFL, and let him go out there and just dominate. That's what I want to see Ahmed Hassan dominate. I thought defensively he was the best player on the field last week. He needs to do that again. Do it next week, and then even get to a point to where maybe he doesn't have to play in the final preseason game. I want to see Ahmed Hassan go out there and get a sack, couple tackles again for a loss, and just dominate, man. That's what. And in the pass rush as a whole, like there's a lot of guys fighting for. I think out of any position on this team right now, I think the defensive line is like where it's most wide open for those final roster spots. Defensive tackle, edges. There are guys that are just out there. Isaac Ukwu. There are dudes out there just battling right now. I think that's like the number one thing. I know the quarterback. Everyone showed the quarterback. I think it's this edge rush. I think it's this D line. That's defensively. That's the one thing that you need to look at this season, and you need to make sure that you have depth there, and you need the right depth. Keith Cooper, want to see him. Like those guys, want to see him make an impact tomorrow.
Yeah, I think if they re-sign Za'Darius, those guys aren't even seeing the field. If I'm being honest, they just aren't, because they got Josh Pascal. So even if there is an injury to Marcus, Josh is playing. So that's just the unfortunate part. I love Ahmed. I hope he gets some run, but he ain't going to be the biggest reason they win a Super Bowl.
No, well, I mean, he has an opportunity to. Listen, it's not. He's going to be the biggest reason they win a Super Bowl.
No, I'm saying out of the
preseason guys, if Ahmed Hassan ends up being good enough to go out there and compete, even if Josh Pascal comes back, and Ahmed just gets the opportunities and doesn't give it up, Yes, he has an opportunity to go out there. I'm not saying he's going to be. He has the opportunity to be out of these guys, out of the group of guys that are playing. The edge position's open. If Davenport gets hurt, it's open. You could say Josh Pascal all you want. It's open right now. That's why they're still going to bring Zadarius Smith back. If it wasn't open like you're saying, Jeff, they wouldn't bring Zadarius back. They would be like, it's not that open. We got it. We got Josh Pascal. No, it's open. And Ahmed, he can play, and everyone's saying the man's having a great camp. So it's, hey, if he ends up somehow getting to – I don't think he's ready yet either. But what I'm saying, again, if you hear me out, what I'm saying is he could get there, and he needs to go out there and dominate. And he has an opportunity out of any position group on this team. That edge position, if Davenport gets hurt, that's the thinnest position. It is. So who wants it? Like, people are talking about Keith Cooper making the team and making an impact on it. Ahmed got drafted. That's your edge rusher. That's your draft pick. Let him go in there and make an impact.
Yeah, I'm rooting for him. I really am. We'll see what happens. I think he has another good game. So I think he builds on that. I think the D-line, the Keith Cooper stuff, he's another player to watch. I mean, he's a UDFA. I know they like him because he's versatile. He can play inside and outside.
Yeah, big dude.
But I think the fact that we're even discussing this means how bad they need Zadarius Smith. Like, I think that's my takeaway is, like, we're looking at UDFAs to, like, make an impact. Not you, but I'm saying, like, the fact that we're even discussing that. It's like they're going to need some help there for sure. For sure. Now, I will say, if we're just talking about things in general we're looking forward to seeing, I do want to see the Johnny Mo show. All right, I want to see Johnny Mo a little bit here. Offense, score points. Okay, and I talked about the red zone. I think that's important. They put up 7 points last week. I don't give a shit if you have second string and third string guys. So did the Chargers, and they put 30 plus on your head. So I want to see the offense move the ball, ideally. All right, and I know it's the second string guys, but you're facing second string defensive guys. So that's what I want to see. I want to see a little more of a productive offense. Can we get first downs? All right, and that comes down to who's at quarterback. I get it, how they're playing. But I want to see this offense a little bit of spark on tomorrow. Just come on. Even if they win the game 24-21, something like that, or they lose the game, at least they put up 20 points. All right. I don't want to see another 7-point outing. That's my preference. So tomorrow,
yeah, you got to. Last year it was a similar thing though. Like, they started in the preseason pretty slow, and then the second two games they went out, I think, put like 30 points up.
Yeah. So that's what I want to see. Red zone offense in general, put up points.
Spot on. I pass rush, offensive weapons, and those were kind of the things that I said in the quarterback battle.
Well, another thing I think the offense obviously matters, but defensively, you talked about the pass rush. That's a good one. Pass rush, see the depth there. I think just I want to see these cornerbacks play a little bit too, because they're not going to play. Rockison's probably not going to play, and they're probably going to throw out some of the guys they signed.
You don't think he plays at all?
He shouldn't. I mean, what does he have to prove? I mean, the guys.
I don't think they have enough corner. Like, I don't.
Well, they signed 2 the other day. They signed 2 corners. They signed the UFL guy, and they signed some other dude that I actually don't know. We saw in practice. I don't have the updated sheet, but it's like he has a crazy name. It's like
Thomas Oliver.
No. They might have signed him too, but they signed this other dude that beat writers tweeted out. He has a name that's like, it's not Boodle. It's like but it's a name where you're like, oh my god.
We're gonna see DiCaprio again.
Yeah, they signed some corners. I doubt Rockison plays. He should not play, like, at all. They should just throw out some of these other corners they have and let them just compete. All right, because besides Rockison, Maddox isn't really playing outside. They don't really have much besides Rockison and depth. So, like to see some of these corners now with Ennis being out on defense. So, just the secondary in general, I guess, throw them all in there, because safety. I think safety's another one. Like, they don't have Dan Jackson. You have 3 safeties competing.
Ian Kinley.
Yeah, so I would go secondary
Warren
as well.
Strickland, Eric Hallett.
I think the secondary is going to be competing tomorrow, because there's only so many roster spots, and there's guys that are kind of all in the same bubble, in my opinion. Norris, Kennelly, Hallett, yeah, like you mentioned, Strickland. Who gets that third safety spot tomorrow is going to help that case for sure. So it's something I'm going to be paying attention to. Yeah, I'm looking on this list here. Yeah, they got a lot of different. They have a lot of corners and safeties, so that'll be an absolute war zone tomorrow. Now, if you do, is there anyone that you're looking at, maybe bubble guys that you're paying attention to? Like we asked Kory?
Colby is probably the only one. I mean, I think we know what's going to happen, to be honest, with most of these guys. I think every room is pretty solidified unless there's just a surprise. But Colby might be the only one that's fighting for offensive line spots. Outside of that, I mean, linebacker room, Zach Cunningham's going to make it. Nowaski, Doc said Nowaski's battling. I don't think that's true. I feel like Nowaski's going to be on the roster. Same with Zach Cunningham. And then after that, I think
how many linebackers that usually teams keep?
Maybe 6. And then you don't have Rodrigo. He's going to be on the pup list, so you don't have to worry about him. So they keep Derek Barnes, Anzo, Jack, Zach Cunningham, Nowaski, and Grant Stewart. That's 6 right there, and you're probably good. So, that leaves like guys like Ezekiel Turner out, handful of those guys out. What other position groups? Corners, we already kind of know who.
Yeah,
who that is safe.
I think Meeks is unfortunately going to be left out.
I don't see a world he makes the team. Tom
guys.
Kennedy. I think you kind of know what the roster's going to be. I think obviously Dominic Lovett's one to where if they keep 6, he's the name to watch out for. If they decide to keep 6 or go 5, I would think they keep 6 because he did look good in the first I know he had a couple drops, but he still looks good out there. So I would think they keep 6.
Yeah, I guess speaking of keeping, I know this Anzo stuff's happening, and we were going to talk about it at some point this week, but kind of looking into the future, we talked about Amik, Alex Anzalone. Those are 2 guys that aren't extended. They've already made their decision on Anzalone. How are we feeling right now with like certain players departing from the Lions in the future, not being able to keep them? Now Anzo's kind of the first domino to fall. But you get a feeling, not only a feeling there's going to be more, but is there anyone in mind that you're more worried about going down this Anzo road with besides Anzo?
I think there's an obvious name. I feel like it's going to turn out into a bad situation as well. I think Jamison Williams. The JMO contract situation is going to end up turning into a weird. I think the JMO one, it's not going to be, Anzo that one's a different one because it's a lot cheaper, but the JMO one's going to be $30+ million. I don't see a world, Jeff, where you see the way this Anzo one's handled, where they're obviously like, hey, we can't pay, and then they were going to be able to pay JMO $30+ million. There's just there's no way. And I think it's going to turn into a more ugly situation. I could be wrong, but an uglier situation to where they might try and use the franchise tag on him.
Well, that would be tough.
I think that I don't know what else is going to happen. I don't think they can. I don't think they have the money to extend a guy like JMO.
Yeah, it's tough because what's the franchise tag? Average of the top 5 guys or top 10 guys? I can't remember what it was. Average of the top something guys, and it's fully guaranteed. So it's tough.
But it's cheap. It's going to be cheaper than paying him, I'm sure.
Yeah, it'll probably be like 20-something million, I would assume. Because I think that's like around the average, maybe. I don't know the exact numbers, but yeah, JMO's a good one. I think the JMO's and I think that's just evident in my opinion. Like I agree. I don't think people that disagree with it. I just don't know. The only team that has been able to do that is the Bengals, and they're not paying Trey. So it's like they're paying T Higgins and they're paying Jamar Chase.
They'll probably they can pay Trey. But they don't have.
But are they paying a Kirby?
Offensive tackle, 2 safeties they got to pay.
Paying a Kirby, a Panay.
Another linebacker that they're going to have to pay a lot of money. Derek Barnes, $8 million. Like they just don't have those types of. They have like their 4 or 5 dudes. That's why I'm shocked they haven't paid Trey Hendrickson. They have the money to do it. They can do it. They just have decided not to.
Mm-hmm. Chief God, if JMO balls out, he's gone 1,000%.
For sure. That's the negative.
Laporta. We're getting a lot of Laporta. The Purple Prince, I would so much rather keep JMO than Laporta because him and St. Brown played the same game. Yeah, I disagree with that. I think I get what you're saying, but Laporta would be cheaper, number one. He'd probably be like $10 million cheaper than JMO. And number 2, having a tight end is a mismatch problem, like on offense, like Laporta. And tight ends like Laporta are harder to find than wide receivers. It's just proven. Now, J-Mo is a unique specimen, but you can find a productive wide receiver. Like they come out every single year. I mean, they always come out.
I don't think and to this point, like Steve's like they didn't pay Hockenson. I don't think that's a fair. Yeah, it's tight end, same position. I don't think it's a fair shot because he didn't draft TJ Hockenson. He drafted Sam Laporta. He brought Sam Laporta in. Sam Laporta has been here since day one, essentially with Brad. Not day one, but Sam Laporta's day one. So I don't think that's a fair evaluation to say, well, he didn't pay Hockenson, he's not going to pay Laporta. I think that's an easy out with the position group. But I think like did he pay like did he pay like other wide receivers on that team that were there? Like, you see what I'm saying? No.
Yeah, he didn't really, and TJ didn't. He's a great tight end.
Sam Laporta's better.
Yeah, like early on, he's not. Like Laporta had 800, 900 yards as a rookie. Like he's a little different, and he's a perfect fit for them. They love Sam Laporta. He's perfect. So yeah, I think I would rather have Laporta than J-Mo. Like you'd pay him $20 million. And it's just like the same price. You're going to pay probably Brian, Laporta, and Kirby all about the same AAV. Now, however you structure it's up to you. I don't know how Brad would structure it, but average probably around $20 million.
Yep.
That's probably what they're going to have to do. I think Amik's a scare. People assume that Amik's just going to get re-signed. Like Amik, he's making like. What is it?
Yeah, Amik could easily be like an Anzo situation because it's going to be a similar price.
Well, Amik is making like $4.5 million or something like that. I think his salary is like 4.6. I'll promise you this. He'll probably make, let me see. Just to show this, just to give like I guess context, he'll probably make 10 million. I think it's probably what he's worth. 10 to 12 million. So right now in the market, just looking at all these, Jordan Lewis, Kenny Moore is really good, but yeah, still, like you're looking around. I mean, Darius Williams on the Rams, he's making 7.5. Like, he's better than him. Nate Hobbs is making 12 for the Packers. Nate Hobbs is pretty good, but Brandon, like he's around this range. He could probably ask for like 10 million, around 10 million. So Amik's going to be a tricky one. You're going to have to pay him over double what you're paying him now. So
wow, you know what? It's the first time I heard this one. David Montgomery. What's his contract? Oh, David Montgomery's good. He just got an extension. No, he's good. Signed a 2-year extension. He's here till 2028 or through 2027.
Yep.
He has 3 more years left. Okay, that was one where I was like, wait a second. Is he up soon? Yeah, I don't think Taylor Decker will. They're either going to draft a tackle, sign a new tackle, or it's Giovanni Manu next year. It's going to one of the 3. I know you love to hear that, Jeff. Congrats.
Yeah, they probably will have to draft a tackle. I mean, if they have I wouldn't mind a first-round tackle. I wouldn't mind it at all. I don't think that would be. It's never a bad idea to draft a tackle. I'll tell you that.
No.
Jeff, you want Hooker but not J-Mo. What kind of team are you building? That's the most like out of context comment I've ever seen. I do want J-Mo, but they can't afford J-Mo. If you think they can afford J-Mo with everyone they have to pay, please tell me who you're willing to let go.
Yeah, you want Hooker, but you won't take J-Mo, man?
Yeah, like I'm choosing Hendon Hooker over James Williams. Number 2, I've already stated with Hendon Hooker that this preseason is important to him. So you're spreading fake news here, just a fan. All right, you sicko. So yeah, I'm not building. You know what? Let me be GM.
Wheezy D, this guy Wheezy D has the craziest comments ever. They can afford J-Mo, Jeff. You want to talk about that one? Come on, break that one down for us.
They can afford J-Mo, but you're going to have to. You
lose someone else.
Yeah, you're going to have to. You can't pay everyone. You just can't. It's not like, guys, they're not throwing a baseball around. All right. They're throwing a football. They have a salary cap. Okay. Yep. It's just how it works. And I'm sorry. If Jared Goff was a rookie, we could have a discussion. He's not, dude. He's making $60 million. So now maybe you can restructure it, save a little bit of money, but at the end of the day, the bill's going to be fucking due. All right. And these guys
at some point, you don't just never get to pay. Hey, we'll restructure it. That means we don't have to pay it. No, like it's due at some point. And when you do, how many contracts, Jeff, would it be? 7, 8 guys at like the high end of their market with Brian Branch, Kirby, Aleem McNeil's at the high end of his market. Jack Campbell will be. Terrion at some point. Panay, Laporta, Jameer, Goff. I'm already at 10. When you're paying that many guys high end in their market, I didn't even say J-Mo and yet. That money adds up and it gets spread out and it really adds up. It's not just as easy. Well, you could spread it out. You can restructure. You could do this. Add the money up. You're paying almost 10 guys potentially in the future, 10 plus guys at the top of their market. It's impossible, I feel like. I don't know if there's a team in the NFL that's ever done that. You even see the Jeff, the Chiefs. Remember, who was their best player outside of Patrick Mahomes 3 years ago? Or 4 years ago?
Wait, the best player besides Mahomes 3 years ago?
3 or 4 years ago.
Was Mahomes? I don't think he was still in the. Besides Chris Jones or Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill. What did they have to? That was the second best player you would say offensively or arguably on their team outside of maybe Chris Jones. And you think everyone in Kansas City was looking at Tyreek just probably like J-Mo or Amon-Ra, and they're like, we're going to keep him. We're going to pay him. We could pay him. Don't worry. We could pay him the money. And then what happened? Literally their second best player on their team. He goes, can you guys get this contract done? And they go, no, we can't. And he goes, well, Miami can. Can you trade me to Miami? He goes, yep. Goes to Miami. It's like this isn't rocket science. I mean, this is the simplest thing. Hey, you can't pay everyone. No one's ever done it. Brady didn't get to keep all of his teammates. Want to know why? Because they went and got a bunch of dudes who really didn't get paid yet, and then they end up being really good on the Patriots. And guess what those guys do? They went and got paid elsewhere. And then Brady and Belichick and those guys just kept re-upping new guys constantly. And there were some that stayed around and won a bunch of Super Bowls with them. But there were also a lot that had to walk because they couldn't pay them all.
Well, that's the thing, too. Tom Brady took discounts at the end of his career.
For sure.
Like Mahomes is actually taking a discount. Like Mahomes is getting paid like $40 million. Like people don't actually think about that. Like there's a reason why they're able to keep guys or keep Chris Jones. Like Pat Mahomes took a discount. And people bring up the salary cap. Well, the salary cap's going up. So are salaries. Guys are getting paid more. Like
that's the worst argument in the world, Jeff.
Like guys, like dude, like I understand it's optimistic. Well, the salary cap goes up, dude. Quarterbacks are. I mean, Dak is making 60. The next quarterback's going to make 63, 65. The next one 70. That it's with every position. Like the edge just got 40. Myles Garrett. Someone else is
going to move to 45.
Yeah, like it all goes up together. Like it's not like everyone's salary stays essentially the same and then the salary cap rises. Like that's why J-Mo could argue you could ask for like 30 mil, dude. Is he a $30 million receiver? I mean, what is Amon-Ra making? Probably around the same. Like
30.
I don't know, but that's the market. You know, I get the salary cap is being optimistic.
The cap's going up. Look at these deals, man. There's quarterbacks signing for $50 million a year. There's receivers that are at 35, almost 40 a year.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to pay dudes.
There's more money to go around. There's more money in demand. It's not like players are like, yeah, keep the extra cash, guys. No, they want their piece of it. You know? They want their piece of it. So yeah, I think Amik, Anzo, obviously Anzo's already kind of going through it. I'm worried about Amik. I hope they are able to keep him. I really like Amik Robertson. I really like him. J-Mo's obviously going to be a tough one, but and someone brought up the Eagles too, by the way. Like the Eagles aren't paying an Aiden Hutchinson. Like it's like
the Eagles aren't even paying Jalen Carter yet.
Yeah, he's still on a rookie deal.
And he's like going into year 3. Dude, the craziest thing, and I don't know how you feel about this, Jeff, but I look at the defensive tackles, and this is where I think fans and people need to start looking at some of these deals, and it's okay to question it a little bit, but like Aleem McNeil, you assigned him to an extension, correct? In 2024 through 2028. He's been hurt back-to-back seasons with major injuries. Not just like small, like, hey, he's out a couple weeks. Back-to-back, essentially knee injuries that took him out for 6-7 months. Where do you think, Jeff, without looking, where do you think Aleem McNeil ranks? Not when it comes to just AAV, annual average or annual salary each year. What do you think he is? Average annual value or whatever it's called.
15.
Out of defensive tackles?
Who?
Lee McNeil.
Oh, 10.
10th?
8th?
Wrong. I'll let people in the chat drop it.
Top 5.
Oh, he's top 5, all right. Where do you think he is?
5.
Jeff, he is the 3rd at $24.25 million per year. Maybe, I don't know if I'm looking at this wrong here, because when I looked at it, and I knew Aleem had a high-end contract, a high-market contract, I knew it. I didn't think it was 3rd when it comes to the average.
Who's ahead of him? It's Chris Jones and
Matabuke from Baltimore. That's it. And Matabuke is 50,000 more than him, or 250,000. I apologize. 250,000 more. He's at 24.5. Aleem's at 24.25, and Chris Jones is at 31.7. So Quinnen Williams makes less than Aleem McNeil. Jeffrey Simmons makes less than him. DeForest Buckner, Dexter Lawrence, it's like, okay, now we're sitting here starting to have these conversations because it's, the Anzo stuff just gets done, and we are okay. Who's next to have a contract situation that comes up? Like, who's next on the docket? A JMO? Can you pay JMO? I don't know. You could pay JMO $30 million if you didn't pay Aleem McNeil 25, essentially. Oh, who has a bigger impact on your team, Aleem or JMO? I would say, as much as even with the suspensions, with the suspensions and the injury, with the injuries, the best availability is availability. And who's available and who's not the last year?
JMO's barely available.
The best availability is availability, or whatever the term is.
No, don't go down.
And on top of that, Jeff, you just drafted a defensive tackle that literally is a clone of Aleem McNeil when it comes to play style.
Yeah, but I think they see him as a guy who plays next to him.
I think Aleem's great. I want guys who are playing and stay healthy.
No. I think everyone agrees with you that the contract is inflated. Like, he is getting paid more than
the best ability is availability. Thank you, Steve Lehman. I was really fumbling that one.
Is he getting paid? He's getting paid a top 3 defense tackle. Is he a top 3 defense tackle? No.
But so what? Do it.
But I will say,
you could pay JMO to be a top 20 wide receiver. Is he a top 20 wide receiver? Yes. At his peak.
I would rather have Aleem McNeil.
No, you at a top 3 salary, Jeff.
We could talk about the salary.
That's what this conversation is. Would you rather pay Aleem McNeil 25 a year or pay JMO 30 a year? JMO's worth 30 a year. Aleem's not worth 25 a year, but you did it anyways.
Well, I think Brad, they do that. I think his idea is, there'll be guys.
This is so simple math, man. I went to college. I could understand this stuff.
I think he thinks that guys will get signed and he'll get.
Sorry for yelling.
He'll get pushed down, but the reality is the guys that get pushed down eventually will want to get another salary. Like Quinnen Williams, where's he ranked on there? Where's he ranked?
Dude, Quinnen's a top 5, and he's ranked 4th. Okay.
What about Dexter Lawrence?
8th.
Like Dexter, I could see Dexter being like, hey, let's restructure this.
Who's better, DeForest Buckner or Aleem McNeil?
I don't, at this point, probably Aleem. DeForest is he's a little.
They signed the same time, and Aleem got more than DeForest Buckner. They signed the same year.
Well, guess who? Dexter Lawrence is better. He's 8th. And Quinnen Williams is better. And
who's better, Matabuke or Aleem McNeil?
Matabuke.
By how much?
I think he's.
They signed the same. They signed the same off season, and that was, and then they got the same price, which shouldn't have happened. Who's better, Derek Brown or Aleem McNeil?
Aleem McNeil. Derek Brown. Your point's correct. You're using the wrong. You're going with the wrong player, Spoon. Your point about him.
I just saying when you do these deals, and maybe Brad realized it a little too late, or maybe he just. I'm going with Aleem, and I love Aleem. I think Aleem's really good. I don't want people to think that I don't. I think Aleem is a very, very good player at his peak, and if he at his ceiling, he could be a top 10 defensive tackle. He is a top 10 defensive tackle if he's healthy and he's consistent. The problem I have with those contracts with Aleem McNeil is he is the third highest when it comes to average paid defensive tackle in the NFL. Aleem McNeil has not played like a top 10 defensive tackle for a full season in the NFL yet. He has for like game stretches, like a game or two or three game stretches. He hasn't shown you that for a whole season. He's been hurt and he's had major injuries back-to-back years. And they gave him $25 million. And now we're in a spot to where you're having to crunch the numbers and you have to choose between Anzo, Jamo, Laporta, Branch. But hey, you were just so quick to sign Aleem McNeil, man, to a top 3 contract at his position. That's what frustrates me a little bit. And I don't see a world where a Lions fan, actually looks at it and goes, "No, Booner, you're wrong." No, I'm not actually. If I'm wrong, that means you're a slappy, and you'll say you're a head nodder to Brad Holmes. This is you. You're a bobblehead. This is all you do for your life. Yeah, Brad. Good. You wanted to sign this guy? Okay. You'll have your own bobblehead night at Ford Field one day.
Is Derek Brown that much better than Aleem McNeil?
A lot of people are saying it. Not me. I mean, they signed the same summer, and he got less than Aleem.
Derek Brown is not better than Jalen Carter, Nick P. Stop. Who are you?
Well, to be fair, Jeff, Jalen Carter's top 2, top 3. Aleem is outside the top 10.
Derek Brown, I think Derek Brown's I think he's good. I think he's good. I think they're on the similar level. I would rather have Aleem, personally. Derek Brown last season didn't have a great season. I know in his career he's an elite run defender, kind of like Aleem is. He's bigger, but I wouldn't say that.
And Allen, like this is the thing, like with Allen, you can't predict injuries, Booner. Okay, Allen. Well, let's do a quick timeline. Jeff, do you like timelines? I used to love timelines in school. It was picture, get taught by a picture. I wasn't good with reading and all of that. Put a picture in front of me, I'll learn it. Timelines, Allen. 2 seasons ago, Aleem McNeil goes down with a knee injury, I believe. I can't remember if inactive. Was it for the whole season, Jeff? 2 seasons ago? Was it an MCL, I believe? He had something that happened. It was a major injury, right? And all offseason, he's getting back to, he's healing, he's getting ready. So he starts last season, right? Coming off a major injury from the season before. He got hurt the year before, missed a bunch of games or missed a handful of games. Guess what happens? Oh, even though he's coming off this injury, let's extend him, right? He still hasn't proven to us. We have seen what his ceiling can be, but we haven't seen it like a Matabuke. We haven't seen it like a Jalen Carter. We haven't seen it for a consistent period of time. But you know what, Jeff? Instead of waiting till the end of the season to say, "Hey, Aleem, you just got hurt. Let's see you play this season now and prove to us that you deserve another contract," you know what they do? They sign him and they extend him. And then guess what happens a couple weeks later or a month later? He gets hurt again, and it's another major injury, and it's an ACL or whatever it was this year. So to me, it's just, hey, we can constantly, hey, people in the chat, Alan, all you guys, if you guys just want to sign everyone, go talk to someone about the salary cap. If you guys want to change the salary cap and take that away, okay. If you guys want to Aleem McNeil over Jamo, or you want to Aleem McNeil over Brian Branch or Sam Laporta or Jahmyr Gibbs, be my guest. You can do that. I don't. I would rather have those guys. They're all pros. Aleem McNeil's not.
Yeah, Aleem McNeil. I mean, I think Aleem's good. He's
a great player. He's not top 10.
Yeah, I don't think
he's not a top 10 defensive tackle. You paid him as a top 3. At the time, it was like 2.
Yeah, he's probably flirting with top 10. I wouldn't say he's top 10. He's probably flirting with it. If you want to put Derek Brown there, fine.
And too, like, and Ettore, if you listen to us too, because we even already just talked about the Jared Goff deal, that Jared needs to take less. And we even Jeff brought up Mahomes takes less. Mahomes is at like 40 something mil. So Ettore, we're on the same page here. You don't need to argue with me. You're saying I'm wenching. Listen, we're on the same page here, bud. I'm beating the same drum as you are.
Yeah, if there's people out there that believe that you can sign everyone,
Yeah, and it's a bet. The Derek Barnes one, now that Anzo's going through it, and if you don't sign Derek Barnes, you can sign Anzo. Who's better? Alex Anzalone. So far, like there's been misses in Brad Holmes's contract negotiations and conversations. There has been.
Nick P says, Jeff, Derek Brown in 2023 had 103 tackles. That is crazy.
Would you take him still over Aleem?
Derek Brown. Maybe I need to go watch Derek Brown tape. I mean, I knew he was good, but I'm not watching Derek Brown every week.
Listen, I'm sorry, Jeff.
Nick P, I will do my research on Derek Brown.
And Super Bowl Wilson. Listen, Booner, I love you, but I'm trusting Brad's evaluation at defensive tackle talent. It has nothing to do with Aleem's talent and evaluation. The man could play football. It is just an absolute fact, Super Bowl, that they paid Aleem McNeil top 3 money at his position, and he's not a top 10 defensive tackle right now. That's it. You overvalued him. He's a great player, and Brad did a great job drafting him. What, in the 3rd round, Jeff? Great job.
Yeah,
or 4th?
Yep.
The 3rd round? Great
Levi
job.
Was the 2nd round. Levi.
Great evaluation with Aleem. Unbelievable. But he hasn't played, and he's getting paid as a top 3 defensive tackle. He's not top 3. He's not top 5. He's not top 10. It's a fact. There are 10 better defensive tackles in the NFL than Aleem McNeil right now over the last season.
Yeah, you know what? Real quick, before we move on. Let me see. Let's just go do an exercise, huh?
Oh, here we go.
All right, let's just do a little exercise. By the way, shout out to Milton Williams. He got paid too, don't forget. Milton Williams got $26 million. That's insane. All right. Let me see. I want to make sure. Okay. Chris Jones. Yes. Right. We'll go with Chris Jones. I don't think anyone would disagree with that. Matabuke. Quinnen Williams. Dexter Lawrence. Vita Vea.
Yeah, it's Vita Vea.
Jeffrey Simmons.
Yes.
Zach Allen's listed as a defensive tackle. I don't think Zach Allen's a defensive. Is he? We'll go Ed Oliver.
That's a close one. Give me Ed, though, probably.
What'd you think? That one's debatable. Yeah, I'm not going to fight you either way on that one. That one's a little tricky. De'Aaron Payne. I'm going De'Aaron Payne.
What number are we at right now? How many?
8.
I just want to say this too. Atilia said Booner's not top 10 in sports media. I don't get paid like I'm top 3. I don't get paid as much as Mike Valeni.
Derek Brown.
That's my point.
We'll throw him in there. Why not?
Yeah.
And then we still have DeForest Buckner, Leonard Williams. I don't know if he plays. He plays inside. He might play more inside too. Jonathan Allen. He's kind of washed at this point.
Did you say Dexter Lawrence?
Yep, he's in there. Let's see. Is there anyone?
Did you say Matabuke? I didn't hear Matabuke.
Yes. Yep, I did.
Quinnen?
Yep. I went through about 9 guys.
Javon?
Javon
Hargrave?
I think he's a little older now. I did De'Aaron Payne instead.
Javon Kinlaw. Yeah, how many is that?
I don't know why I forgot about Jalen Carter. I'm an idiot.
Jalen Carter, yeah. How many is that? I don't think that's 10. All right, that's right, 10 right there.
I think Aleem's right on that. He's right in that bubble.
Like we can even pull up some of those rankings. Like PFF does the defensive tackle rankings.
Yeah, he's right on that. He's right on that bubble.
Like, let me pull it up. NFL D tackle rankings. Let's pull one up and let's just interior. Here we go. Are you ready? Chris Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Dexter Lawrence, they have. Cam Hayward.
Yeah.
Which he's trying to get a new contract right now. Quinnen Williams, Jalen Carter, Leonard Williams. They have Derek Brown at 7, DeForest Buckner at 8, Jeffrey Simmons at 9, Christian Wilkins at 10, Vita Vea at 11, Matabuke at 12, and then at 13 they have Aleem McNeil.
That's about where he should.
But out of that list, he's getting paid 3rd out of all those guys, which is like, do you truly believe that he's a 3rd?
No.
It just feels like a little bit of an overpay, and when you have to start crunching the numbers for some of these other contracts, it gets into you get into a bit of a mess, in my opinion.
Honestly, it's projection, and we'll see if it
I hope it does, man. I would love I would truly love in 2 years to just be like, hey, I was wrong. You know, I'll look back at it. And, hey, that's on me.
Let's see here. I want to move on. We'll get into quarterbacks under the most pressure. All right. We put this in there to talk about today, and I want to have that discussion. How do you want to do this, Boone? Ranking?
Go from 5 to 1. Yeah. I mean, I ranked mine top 5.
Okay.
We did the 5 quarterbacks. We did Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Jared Goff, Lamar Jackson, and Patrick Mahomes. Out of those 5 quarterbacks, rank them who's under the most pressure. If people in the chat, you want to put your top 5, it's essentially just the MVP candidates from last year. Burrow, Allen, Lamar, Goff, and Mahomes. That's essentially what it is.
All right.
And if you
start 5 or 1?
Let's start at 5 for sure. Yeah, 5. I have my 5. I feel like 5 should be the same.
I agree with you. It's
Patrick Mahomes. Man's won 3 Super Bowls already, multiple time MVP. I would have to go. By the way, who's number 15 for the Colts? Who's their backup? Their third string.
Is it Sam Ehlinger?
Oh, it is. Okay, yes. Good call.
Yeah, number 5 should be Mahomes. Actually, wow, they might. I'm not going to say that, actually.
What?
It'll give it away. But Mahomes is 5. All right. Mahomes is 5. He's under the least amount of pressure. And at this point, all he's proving or trying to prove is he's the greatest quarterback to ever exist, which that's going to take by the end of his career. You'll find that out. So I think that's the obvious one. At number 4, I think this list might be obvious. This should be consensus.
Number 4?
Joe Burrow.
Yes, I have Joe Burrow as well.
And I think Joe Burrow's under some pressure because he's Joe Burrow, but it's the Bengals and they screw him continuously. So I don't think you could put a guy under pressure when he has a franchise that just won't take care of him. You know? So I think that's probably why I have Joe Burrow at 4. If they had a Super Bowl roster, I'd probably put him higher, but that team is trash. So, or the defense looks trash. So I'm going to give Joe Burrow a defense, then we can put a little more pressure on him. So we have 4 and 5 the same.
Mahomes 5, Burrow 4. Who is your 3?
Jared Goff.
Wow.
Yeah, Jared Goff.
Really?
Yep. Do you disagree?
I have something different.
So I think Jared Goff's 3 because I think Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson should be higher because they are MVPs. They are the elites. Quarterbacks, faces of league caliber players. They are guys that are continuously looked at as when are you going to beat Mahomes? That's how those guys are looked at. When are you going to beat Mahomes? Are you going to make a Super Bowl? Neither of them have made a Super Bowl. So that's a lot of pressure on those guys. At least Jared Goff has made a Super Bowl. You know, those guys have not, and they're considered much better and have won MVP. So they have all the awards, the accolades, the hype. And they need to be higher than Jared Goff.
Okay. The reason I have the number 3 that I have is because of MVP has already won an MVP. I think some of the pressure is MVP, and as well as that that this player can perform. It's really more so on what his team around him can do. Like head coach, is his defense good enough to help out? Offensive line, weapons making plays. I have Josh Allen at number 3. I think Josh Allen, yes, has pressure to win a Super Bowl, but I think it's shown, hey, the guy's won an MVP, and more so around him, his team isn't as good as, let's say, a team like the Ravens or the Lions. And I think that's why I have Burrow at 4 as well. He hasn't won an MVP, but I just think, like, how good Joe Burrow is. That's not a question. It's like, hey, he doesn't have the team around him. They haven't given him the right team to do it. So, like, the pressure on him, like, he's going to perform no matter what. The pressure's on his teammates, in my opinion, for Burrow at 4. And same with the coach, Zach Allen. Now, I think with Josh Allen, it's a similar situation. Like, I think more of the pressure on that team is on a Sean McDermott. It's on a Joe Brady. I don't even know who their DC is, but it's on their DC. It's on those players on the defense. It's on that old line to make sure he's good to go. It's on Khalil Shakir and James Cook. That's how I look at it with those guys, because Mahomes, Burrow, Allen's going to perform. You do. And they don't have, like, 3 and 4, Allen and Burrow, they just don't have the team that Mahomes and Lamar and Jared Goff have. They don't. I think that's a fact. Their teams are a step down. The reason that they keep winning and they're in those positions is because of those players. Now, at number 2, I have Lamar Jackson, and I have him at 2 over Allen and Burrow because he's won the 2 MVPs. The teams that he has been on, in my opinion, they've had the best defense in the NFL, personally, in my opinion, for the last 3 seasons. The only argument with Lamar that I have, and the reason I have him at number 2, is because they haven't given him the wide receivers. They brought him Derrick Henry. He always has one of the best O-lines. He has Zay Flowers now. Now he has DeAndre Hopkins. I think this year's team, you could argue the Ravens have the best team in football this year with their defense, and now he has weapons. He has DeAndre Hopkins, Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, Derrick Henry. Like, there's no, and they have an O-line. I think going into this year, Lamar's at number 2. Zero question now with Lamar Jackson. Nothing. You have the team. That's how I looked at it. And now, do I just get my number 1, obviously? Jared Goff. It's Jared Goff. I don't think it's a question. I think the storylines around Detroit going 15-2, and I think the one thing that puts a lot of pressure on Jared Goff is last year he was one of the biggest reasons why you lost that game, that playoff game at Ford Field with those turnovers. And even himself in the Netflix series goes, "Hey man, I had nightmares about that game. Like I had nightmares." And now you're going into this year. He lost, and whether we agree or disagree with it or not, you lose your OC, which everyone in the National Football League and national media is going, you lost Ben Johnson. Are you going to look the same? And then not even just losing Ben Johnson, he lost Frank Ragnow, his all-pro center. And now you're sitting there going, what's happening? Then on the other side of the ball, defensively, there's still questions at the edge rusher. You got new corners in there. You have a new DC. I think this Lions team, after going 15-2, I think they have the biggest question mark of all of the contending teams. And I think he has the pieces around him. But I think if you're talking about biggest question mark, I think the player and the teams with the biggest question mark typically should have the most pressure from the national media looking in. Like the most pressure on this Lions team. So that's why I have Goff at 1. I just think he hasn't won an MVP, he hasn't won a Super Bowl. Those guys all have won MVPs or Super Bowls, and those guys didn't lose their offensive coordinators. They didn't lose their starting centers. They didn't. Jared Goff kind of has.
But that to me, though, just from
you think it takes pressure off?
Yeah, that to me is like built-in excuses. Not that you'll make.
That's fair. No, I think that's fair, but I still think with him, there's pressure on him. Like he's sitting there. No,
there is pressure on him.
I have to perform.
There is. There's pressure on all these guys. So I'm not going to argue there's not pressure on Goff. I just think there's only been 2 unanimous MVPs in NFL history. It's Tom Brady and Lamar Jackson. He's a unanimous MVP. He's a 2-time MVP winner. And he's the most talented. He's one of the most talented players in the entire league. So I think when you look at it from that perspective, and then they go and get Derrick freaking Henry, and they give him Derrick Henry, and then last year the Chiefs are like, oh, the Chiefs are looking like they're looking like they're beatable. I think it just raises pressure because of how good Lamar is. It's like
that's why I have him at 2. But for me, it's just Lamar's won MVPs. Like he's
but we're talking about pressure, like MVPs. Once you win the one and then the second, it's like, well, dude, fuck the MVPs. Like you need to win a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying?
Again, that's why do you have Burrow at 4 then? Because I think it's a similar situation. But I get it. I think it's just one of those things to where you look at it and go, hey, you do get to a certain
team. They have it all. They literally have it all.
That's why I have him at 2. I think he's up there. I think with Goff, he hasn't proven anything yet. Like he hasn't proven MVP. He hasn't proven Super Bowl. He's gone to a Super Bowl loss. He's gone to an NFC Championship game and lost. Like Goff, every question mark, he got traded away from his team and got written off.
But I think the league kind of knows what Goff is. It's like that's why I don't think. I think maybe.
But you don't think after the okay? Tell me this then. Say Lamar Jackson wins MVP this year, right? Goes to AFC Championship game, or let's say he goes to a Super Bowl, loses the Super Bowl. Let's say Jared Goff doesn't win an MVP, goes to the NFC Championship game, loses the NFC Championship game again. Who's getting more? Who's getting more? Hey, it's going to be Jared Goff, and that's where when I look at it, I break it down in that sense, and I go, okay,
that's different though, because you're saying Lamar makes a Super Bowl and Goff doesn't. If they both lose,
let's say they both lose in the
Lamar.
I think it's Goff. back-to-back years.
Lamar.
I think after the performance that Goff had versus the Commanders, and that he is the franchise guy here in Detroit, I think the market with Detroit and the sports media and national media towards Detroit.
Well, you're telling me
I
a
think it's-
three-time
I think it's-
MVP winner falls short again?
I'm with you, but
with
I'm
that
telling
team.
you, I still think here in Detroit that a lot of people are going to start questioning Jared Goff. They're going to look at him. They're going to go at his job. They're going to say, we need someone else.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Lamar's already, like Etienne said, people have been already going at him. With Jared Goff, like
that's
coming off the Commanders loss, and then the next year you lose again.
You're talking, I think
Tough look.
you're talking locally versus nationally. Like I think Lions fans put pressure on Goff, but I think nationally there is pressure on Goff. Obviously, there's pressure on all these guys. But I think Lamar's he will get eviscerated.
Listen, dude, if I'm being honest, I have Goff 1 and I have Lamar 2. And so this isn't like we're far
even
off.
Josh Allen. Like I think Josh Allen, same thing.
Listen, this isn't like we're far off on this. I have Lamar number 2. I think he's right there.
I think Josh Allen too has more.
I think the problem with Josh and Burrow, I think it's the same argument. They just haven't given those guys full teams yet. I don't know what it is, but that's what the reason I have Lamar so high is, dude, they have given him, like, this is the best team in football, arguably, this Ravens team.
And could I also make the argument that if there's two quarterbacks and one is asked to do more than the other, you could argue that quarterback is under more pressure because he has to do more for his team. Like Josh Allen has more pressure on him.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's close personally. I just think with the markets that Jared's in, and we know the hate that he gets.
It's right. If they fall short again and Jared plays like trash, he's gonna get
obliterated or whatever the word is.
You like that one?
What?
The eviscerated.
Eviscerated. I said obliterated.
Obliterated, eviscerated, whatever the hell you want.
Eviscerated. Yeah. No, I honestly, Jeff, I would swap. I could even swap Goff and Lamar, and I wouldn't be mad. I just think those two are 1-2. Like the argument with Mahomes, he's 1. He's good. Allen and Burrow, their teams aren't as good as Lamar and Jared Goff's. It's just their team's not. They have to do it all themselves. And I think if they lose, yeah, there's going to be the arguments with those guys, like why can't they win it? But then I still think you can fall back. It's like they don't have the best team in football. Hey, but then I think with Lamar and the Lions, you can be like, these are the two best teams of football potentially. Why aren't you getting the job done? See what I'm saying?
No, I do see what you're saying. I do see what you're saying. I think, even though I disagree, I think Goff should be lower, but they all are under pressure.
I think you should have Goff at 2, personally, but that's fair. I get it.
Did you see Malik Beasley today? He's been posted on Snapchat. I don't know if it was today, but recently.
I actually did not.
Here's Malik Beasley actually gave an update, Pistons fans, on what he wants to do. He did call out the media, but I guess there is expectation that he could play at some point. Here's Malik Beasley answering like a Snapchat Q&A, I guess. All right, here we go.
I feel like people turn their backs on me. Low key, I mean, like, people were saying some crazy things in the media. If you go on my Instagram, you'll see the craziest shit. People are judging me. Have I made mistakes in my life? Yes. Am I proud of those mistakes? No. I'm human, but, I know what I know. Like I said, from my girl, summer continues, until something else is done, then I just got to stay positive, stay low-key, stay grinding. Tell you one thing, I got a chip on my shoulder. I'm ready to destroy anybody in front of me. I'm ready to prove again that I belong in this league. For those who know me, I work too hard. I work every day. I put basketball before anything. And so, yeah.
All right. He said he'll either be back with the Pistons or there'll be another team.
So he said he's going to be back.
I think the Pistons have a roster spot open. If I'm not
officially.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do. They have 2 regular season roster spots open. So I think the Pistons are keeping it open. They're kind of keeping an eye on this Malik Beasley situation right now. because this was on Pistons Powered. They actually talked about it.
Didn't put a B-ball before the teeth. He's got the dent. That's funny. That man, dude. He's got so many. Got evicted from his. I hate it. Allegedly. I guess it's not allegedly because it was written in the news. So, but
yeah, I mean, I don't know.
It's tough,
listen,
man.
I don't. It's tough. I'm not gonna. I don't care about his. Listen, all that stuff that's being reported was in the news, like he said. It's all public information. Obviously, he's dealing with whatever he's dealing with. But I hope he figures it out. The Pistons definitely could use him. They definitely could use him. And I don't know. The feeling I get is that he will be back. I just don't know how long you're gonna wait for him. I don't know what's going on with like the off the court stuff, but if you're keeping 2 roster spots open, obviously Trajan has some inkling maybe that there's a chance. I don't know. Maybe he feels there's a chance. If he knew that Malik was going to get screwed, he probably would have filled those roster spots, or maybe have like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just overthinking the roster spots. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they're not keeping Maybe they're not keeping some flexibility for Malik. Maybe they just have 2 roster spots. But
yeah, I mean, I don't know. It is like at the end of the day, dude. It is a very weird situation because you just don't know how long it's going to pan out for. You have no clue. It could be like 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. Like the Terry Rozier thing was still going on, and that happened in February. So as a human, like the human aspect, like I feel for the guy, right? Whether he did it or not, whether he made mistakes or not, we all make mistakes and do things that we look back or like I should have done that. That was dumb. Whether it's on different levels, breaking the law, or it's something small. But either way, we all have those types of situations. So it's not like, hey, let's judge Malik Beasley for doing what he did. But if he did do the things, the gambling stuff and all that, like, yeah, like there's consequences to it, right? And that's part of it. And that's why he's going through it. So I hope it comes out that he didn't do it and you're able to re-sign Malik Beasley and bring him back.
I hope so.
As a human aspect, I hope he didn't do anything wrong. And it sucks that he has to go through all of this. And just being in that position, I know a lot of people are like, and then shout out, I saw Eric Vincent, our guy, he tweeted out, was like, I don't like that this stuff's getting put out there, but like you're in the NBA, right? Like this is you're a public figure at the end of the day. That stuff is available to the public. And when you don't, make the right decisions or, aren't making the right moves, whether it's gambling or different things, like that stuff's going to be public. The light will get shined on it at some point in a negative aspect. So I think it sucks that he has to go through it. Obviously, you see the video. It's the first I feel like we've heard from him since all of this, and you could tell he's a little down about it. But I'm sure if he didn't do it, everything will work out, and he'll be a Piston hopefully at some point. But if he did it, then he'll have to go through that, man.
Yeah, well, I want to give a shout out Dante151. Thank you for the $5. His breaking NFL news text and CJ. Yeah, we did see that CJ Gardner-Johnson torn.
By the way,
out for the season.
False reporting too. They're not false reporting. There's contradicting. What was the other one? Shefty tweeted out, "This is where things get a little out of hand. Like this is where Jeff. Remember how like all the
dude Schultz always gets countered every time. Does he not?
He does. No, always. He's always the one where if there's some, it's like him and Rapp, him and Shefty, it's always him. And the Schultz report he deleted his tweet. He deleted his tweet because someone commented his tweet underneath Shefty's thing, and the post is now unavailable. So we reported it today that was what was said, and Schultz deleted it. Said Shefty tweeted out, tests revealed that CJ Gardner-Johnson ACL is actually intact per sources. The Texans still are conducting more tests to determine the extent of the injury, but the team is not concerned about his ACL. So he might be back this season.
Schultz. Schultz, we got to get it together, man.
He'll probably be out still, but it probably won't be. If it's not an ACL, there's a chance he gets back this season. You would think.
Nobody appreciate the $2 says the Pharaoh will be the Malcolm of defensive ends. Is that how you say it?
The Pharaoh. That's Pharaoh. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking about Ahmed Hassanin, the Malcolm of defensive ends, which I love. Shout out to Nobody. Appreciate that. Dante151, appreciate the $2. Says 5 Mahomes, 4 Goff, 3 Burrow, 2 Allen, 1 Lamar Jackson. Appreciate that, Dante, as well. Boone, I guess we haven't really gotten your thoughts on college football's beginning. Your Michigan fandom hasn't really came out. We haven't really been able to talk Michigan football.
I know. I've been asking you every day for the last
and we had this
2 weeks.
We had this conversation with actually Caleb last weekend off air when we were talking about Michigan. And I was actually on your side. I don't know how you don't look at that schedule.
Yeah.
And you think, listen, and you can think whatever you want about Bryce Underwood. I think he's going to be really good. I don't know how you don't see 10+ wins on that schedule.
Yeah, I don't. There's not a world that don't make the college football playoffs. It's not a world.
Yeah, you see the rankings came out.
Yeah, I think where were they? 13th or 15th, one of the two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean,
yeah, I'll pull them up.
I mean, we could look at the whole rankings if we want as well. They're 14th in it. Even with, let's just say, Jeff, this is my thought process with Michigan this year. One, you have the easiest schedule, right? You don't play Penn State this year. You start off. Let's just go through the schedule real quick. New Mexico, that's probably a win. Oklahoma, it's on the road. They can get that win. Central, Nebraska, Wisconsin, USC, Washington, Michigan State, Purdue, Northwestern, Maryland, and then the toughest game, Ohio State. There's one underlying factor, Jeff, I think every single year with Michigan football, this defense is always going to be a great defense, correct? Like that's going to be a top 10 defense year after year.
Yeah.
I know you lose Mason Graham, Kenneth Grant. You replace them. I believe they went and got 2 transfers in the portal. Kid from Alabama, I believe. And then I think they got Trey Williams from Clemson. So they went out and got replacements for them. You're talking about the running backs, lose Donovan Edwards. They went out and got the Alabama transfer, Justin Haynes. Like they reloaded up and they have dudes, Jeff. I think the defense is going to be the defense and they're going to be just fine. Me and you sat there last year. I can't remember what game it was. Was it the Washington game? We were out at B-Dubs watching the game. The only reason they lost is because of the offense. They cannot figure anything out last year offensively. Not anything.
Yep.
I think you have such an easy schedule this year that if you figure anything out offensively more than you did last year, Jeff, there's no way you don't win 10 games. And they brought in Chip Lindsey, I believe, from North Carolina, who me and you talked about a lot. When he was there with Drake May, that was one of the best passing offenses in college football, like one of the best. And now you bring in Bryce Underwood, and you put a couple weapons around him, and I think if they just give you, I think they were almost like the dead last offense in college football last year. I'm pretty sure.
No,
I think they were like second to last or third to last behind like Army or Navy or something like that. If they just move halfway, if they just get like, hey, we're like the 100th best offense in the NFL or in college football, they're going to be one of the best teams in college football.
Well, they needed a schematic shakeup too. Like they brought in
for sure.
They brought in Chip Lindsey from North Carolina, who has worked with Drake May. I mean, he worked with Jarrett Stidham at Auburn. So, and he's
he knows.
I think he's an underrated part of the whole thing too. Like,
yes,
we know what Sharon Moore is. He's kind of a CEO head coach. He has an offensive line background. He's coached tight ends back to his day at Central Michigan, so he has a little bit of offense. But you bring in a guy like Chip Lindsey to call plays, and he's done that. He's developed quarterbacks. So I think that's the most underrated part of this whole thing is they actually got a pro OC. Like they got a guy to come in for Bryce, who I think's great. Like if you have a talented quarterback, you get him an OC, or if your head coach knows if it's like a Lincoln Riley or something, it's different. But if you're not quite that, you bring in a good OC, and they did that. So if they're going to have a good defense, the weapons, obviously when you have a quarterback like that, guys are going to want to come play for him. So they're going to have an easier time getting good wide receivers to either transfer or recruit guys. I think they'll be good this year. I do. And the poll has them like I just checked right now. I mean, they're at
14.
Yeah, they're at 14 right now. I mean, they're going to be in the college football playoff. They're better, in my opinion, based on the schedule. And this is the coaches poll.
Coaches poll. Yeah, I don't know if the AP poll came out officially yet. I don't know why I can't see this.
But you know what, the interesting part about college football too now, as a college football fan, is with this NIL stuff, it makes it so it makes it much more entertaining to talk about and interesting to talk about because there are more teams in the field that can win a national championship.
Yep.
It actually makes things interesting. I think the big thing is not just the NIL, but the transfer portal. Because Joel Klatt actually brought this up on Colin Cowherd show, and I love Joel, but he made such a great point too. Like, you look back 5 years ago, you knew Georgia and you knew Alabama and these other, top dog schools. Even they had NFL guys all over their roster, but even their second and third string guys were probably better than other teams. Like they were deep, all these guys. Because when guys would leave, they would get replaced with NFL players. Now with NIL and with the transfer portal, these second and third string elite guys on these rosters are just leaving. Like they're just leaving, getting paid.
They're getting opportunities.
Yeah, and the talent's just being spread around college football. So it's making it more of a level playing field. Like you just brought up all the transfers that went to Michigan. Like that's been happening.
The thing too, Jeff, is and look at the last 2 years. It's kind of obvious who won the national championship the last 2 seasons since NIL started, essentially.
Yeah.
Michigan and Ohio State, Big Ten. And before that, it was just constantly, dude. It was constantly the SEC. And it might have been Joe Klatt. It was Joe Klatt and Colin Cowherd I listened to yesterday, Jeff, that were talking about it. And it was literally, I think it was Colin Cowherd that was like, have you noticed this, Joel? Like, SEC dominated for so long. The SEC was just paying players for the last 20 years. That's a fact. They had their own NIL thing going on. They were bringing in the best players. Yeah, it's, the SEC is different. They were just paying players. That's all it was. And it was hard with teams in the Big Ten and the ACC and the Pac-12 when those conferences didn't have the funds and or maybe they had the funds, but they didn't have whatever the SEC was doing. They didn't know what to do to pay the players. And now all of a sudden the NIL comes around and some of these schools, Michigan, you're starting to see different schools come out like, hey, now we have a way and now we can actually pay these guys. And they're able to start getting some of these big time players. And look at Bryce Underwood. Remember where he was originally committed to? LSU. Mm-hmm. And what happened? Michigan said, hey, guess what we can do now? Like in the past, Bryce Underwood would have just went to the SEC because he could have got money and no one knows about it. And the SEC, hey, we'll give you $1 million here, right? We'll find different ways to get you some money. And then Bryce Underwood, hey, Michigan steps in. Hey, actually, we're going to go get our big dogs and we're going to offer you a bag. And he goes, oh, wait, I could just stay home and play for the team that I grew up watching and I can get paid more than LSU. Oh, let me do that. And that hasn't been happening around college football the last 10, 15 years. It's just been the SEC doing that. So now the fact that other teams are able to do it, it just levels the playing field now. And it makes it to where, like Nick P says, no, Boone, kids in the South are just much better at football than kids in the North. Recruiting is easier. Yeah, no, recruiting is easier. But let me tell you what, it's even easier when the SEC can say, hey, here's some money, stay in here in the South. And Big Ten teams are like, I mean, even the best talent in Michigan, they're all going to the SEC. It's not even the fact that just like Michigan and Ohio and Indiana players are only going to specific plays. No, they're going to the SEC. They were going to the SEC too. Now the fact that you're able to keep those players home, you're able to get the best players in your regions. You're able to go down and recruit in the down south, and you're able to go down there, and you're able to get guys up to Michigan. And that's where I think things change a little bit. Like even Ohio State, they were always. Yeah, they were always good at recruiting, and they always had teams. But like you see, they go get Caleb Downs. Like that's a change. Like you've never seen that. Never in college football.
Yeah, they get Caleb Downs and make sure he gets paid. I mean, at least schools like Texas is just printing money.
And Joe Klatt brought up a good point. Like in the past, typically it's 2 or 3 teams that have a chance to win a national championship. Can you pull up the poll again real quick?
Yeah.
Let's go through this list real quick. Start at 1. Texas, can they win a national championship with Arch?
Yes.
100%. By the way, did you see the Arch Manning news today?
No.
Archie, his grandfather, was asked, hey, something about him in the draft, and he goes, Arch isn't going to the draft this year. he's staying another year at Texas.
Why would you say that?
I think
not that it's a bad idea, but why say it now?
Someone asked him about it. I don't think he like straight up said it, but he said I wouldn't be. Like, he was like I'm pretty sure we could look at the quote.
With NIL. It wouldn't be bad. You just make it.
Yeah, and he only had 1 year in college. He probably wants a year or two, which I don't hate the fact. I would like to see him stay and win a Heisman at least one of the years. All right, Texas can win a national championship. Number 2, Ohio State. Yes.
Yes.
Penn State. Yep.
Yeah.
Georgia. Yep.
Yeah, Georgia. And Notre Dame, I respectfully
I would say yes. I think they have the team to do it. I mean, they're coming out of a national championship game. They return a lot of guys.
Yeah,
they just don't.
I would give them that. Yeah.
Question mark is quarterback, but it seems like Notre Dame and they always figure out what to do at that spot. Clemson, yes. Clemson's going to be very good this year. Oregon, you would say, yeah, with Dan Lanning. Alabama, maybe a question mark.
I think this is where it starts probably decreasing odds.
I think some of these teams have chances. Like, I think after Oregon is when you start being like, okay, maybe depending on how things play out. But I think those top 7 teams, I think any of those top 7 can win a national championship.
Yes.
Personally. And in the past, it would just be like 2 teams, 3 teams. Can you scroll down a little bit too?
Yeah. I was going to say like, Miami. Watch a DJ there.
I don't know what's going on with Carson Beck, though. That's the big question.
Yeah, Carson. Yeah.
I like Arizona State too, man. What's his name?
Where's Florida at? Oh, there's DJ.
Florida,
okay, 17.
Yeah, the thing with Florida is their quarterback. He's injured, I believe, right now.
He is.
He keeps getting injured.
DJ in the chat. I don't. Last year he had. He had some. He showed a lot of promise in some games. I know he's hurt. I did see that. Like, I feel like that was kind of a couple weeks ago or something.
He's just. I think he always has. I could be wrong, but it seems like he always. The rumor that I heard or something I was reading on Twitter was that he's like always battling with some type of injury, and a lot of people are like questioning to put them as a contending team because they're like, hey, if he's not healthy, like, and there's people are just like, hey, no one knows what's going on with that situation. So I don't know. I think there honestly too, Jeff. I think there are a lot of coaches too that have a lot to play for. Like Bill Napier at Florida, he just still hasn't like taken that big step, and that's right. Florida. That's your guy at Alabama.
Yeah,
Kalen DeBoer.
Yeah, that's where pressure. You play for. I mean, you're coaching those schools.
He gets fired if they don't make the college football playoffs this year, right?
Yeah, you have to. Yeah.
Missed it year 1. If you miss it 2 years in a row at Alabama, especially a 12-team playoff, if you miss it at Alabama in a 12-team playoff,
I think this year they'll be in the playoffs. Because I think the first year was a little up and down, but I think the second year you'll start to see it.
Can I ask you a question real quick? I know we can do mailbag here in a minute. Can you scroll down? Let's say from like 11 to 25, and just get a look. Who would you if there was like a team down here that's going to make it, like a surprise team, who would it be for you? Surprise team. Like, I want to put Michigan there. I think Michigan.
No. You know what I want to know? Texas A&M is always on these top 25
dude
polls, and they never amount to anything.
No, Jeff.
This year, I know they have a lot of talent this year.
You got to think too.
But that
Mike Elko, I think this is only his second year. He's a great head coach.
He is.
Great head coach. I think I like if you went Texas A&M, I wouldn't hate that. What's their schedule look like though?
Indiana's on here. I mean, their schedule.
Let me see Texas A&M schedule.
I have it right here. They start off. I mean, they got kind of a
win, maybe a loss, win. They should make it, dude. LSU is tough. Florida might be tough depending on quarterback, and Notre Dame. They'll have a chance.
Yeah, I mean, there's some.
South Carolina will be tough, but
yeah, they're at LSU. Yeah, they got South Carolina, Florida, Auburn, Notre Dame. I mean, they got a tricky schedule a little bit.
For sure.
By the way, we got about 5 minutes left. I feel we haven't even gotten to any mailbag questions. If you have any mailbag questions, feel free to drop them, by the way. We'll answer them before we end the show here. I know they're talking about Lenore Sellers. He's going to be good, too. I'm excited for this quarterback class over the next, 2 years. Because there's some guys coming out. You got DJ in Florida, Arch with Texas, Lenore.
Cade Klubnik. Your guy at Penn State.
Drew Aller.
Yeah.
Burning issues, mailbag, choose an animal companion that will have your back no matter what in each of these categories: land, air, sea, and fantasy.
So we have 4 different animals?
No, just one animal in all those situations.
Oh, I thought we got an animal for each category.
Oh, is it?
Because I would say...
Oh, in each of these categories.
On land, give me an absolute dog and a lion. Who are you taking on land?
Well, I want to know, is it each one or is it all in one? Burning issues, because it makes the question very different. I got to pick an animal that can survive different types.
Is there an animal that can be a land, ground, air, and or sea and as well?
I don't know. I'm thinking it's a tough one. I mean, I'm gonna have to really.
What are those horses that can fly, like a Pegasus? Is that what those are?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'll take one of those.
We'll do each one. Land, give me a tiger.
Give me a lion, dude.
I like a lion. I think a tiger would fuck up a lion.
Really?
Yeah. Dude, tiger.
Oh no, give me a gorilla, dude.
Give me, you know what? Fuck it. Give me a polar bear.
Oh, that's such a good one, dude.
Polar bear. You know, polar bears are one of the only animals that hunt humans.
Yeah, they're like one of the most dangerous animals on the earth, I believe.
Like, imagine you want smoke with me, and I got a polar bear right next to me.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. You know what, dude? That's a great one, man. What about the air? What about the air?
Give me one of those. Give me. I want a bald eagle. Give me a bald eagle. That thing would be. Give me a bald eagle, dude. Yeah, I'll take that. America. Give me a big ass bald eagle.
I just looked up the biggest and most dangerous bird in the world. The cassowaries have been called the most dangerous bird.
Yeah, give me. You can have that, sure.
Give me a cassowary.
And then C. Give me a. I
want a great white.
Yeah, you know what? Then I'll take a whale. I
don't think whales are dangerous though. Like I don't think they're dangerous.
He can make things happen. All right.
Like what's the one movie with the sharks? Bruce. Give me Bruce, man.
Well, that's well then I'll do. There's got to be scarier animals, man. Like there's so much. What's something in the ocean? There's shit in the ocean that probably no one knows about. What's those things with the light?
The light? I don't think those things are angry though. I think they're just like really like softies that just go around like, "Ooh, hello."
You know what? Give me a. Yeah, you know I'll take a killer whale.
Give me a tuna. Isn't there like a rumor that like there's like tunas are like massive?
Yeah, they are pretty big. Yeah,
biggest tuna.
And then
15-foot tuna, 2,000 pounds. Oof. Give me a great white though.
And then fantasy. I don't know. Are we talking like anything? Give me like a.
What are the things in Harry Potter that they fly around? Just give me a dragon, dude. What?
Yeah, that's a great one.
Give me the world's biggest dragon. I would fly around that thing. Oh, that'd be unbelievable.
Ben Blue says, and which current college football head coaches do you think could have a chance in the NFL? I think Bill Belichick. No, I'm just kidding. Bill Belichick.
We didn't even talk about North Carolina.
Yeah. Current, I think. I really selfishly want to see Lincoln Riley at one point try it out. I think Lincoln Riley could be pretty good in the NFL. I don't know.
Yeah.
He fits kind of where the NFL. I know he's flirted with it a little bit.
Dude, I like Dan Lanning from Oregon.
Dan Lanning.
I think Dan Lanning would do such a good job.
Dan Lanning's not actually. That's a good one.
I think he would. I think honestly, out of anyone right now, I think Dan Lanning would do a great job. I'm trying to think of someone else. I like the Arizona State head coach.
Who's the
Kenny Dillingham?
Who's the head coach right now at Wisconsin?
Luke Fickell. Didn't he already?
Yeah, he got interviewed before. I think I'm pretty sure he got interviewed to be a head coach one time.
Let me see if he interviewed yet.
I think Luke Phil. I'm thinking of the right guy. I think it might.
Yeah, I don't know if how good Luke Fickell would do.
I don't know. I don't know either.
Matt Rule. I'm kidding.
Yeah, Matt Rule. Yeah, that's probably what I'd say.
Dan Lanning would be my number one. Like if I was an NFL owner and they're like, you have to take someone from the NFL, I think I would go Dan Lanning.
That's fair. We'll be. Hey, by the way, tomorrow we're live for the game. So 30 minutes before the game.
We also are live tomorrow the morning. We're gonna be.
Yes, and we'll be live tomorrow morning on the radio.
Pull that up here. Let me pull that up real quick. Just the station so people can see.
Yes. Spin on Sports with Anthony Bellino will be live downtown at the WJR building, the Great Voice Network, 6 to 9 a.m. So if you
the fellas are live again.
If you want to tune in and these are your respective areas, this is when you could tune in. Sometimes they are delayed 10 to 12 p.m., 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. sometimes.
Yep.
So if you don't hear us on in the morning on those stations, it could be it's 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. But we'll be live in the morning. We'll be live at night watching Lions football. You guys know where to find us. All right. Appreciate Anthony for that opportunity. Well, it's super sweet. We get to come back there and talk some sports. But we'll be back tomorrow. Until then, you guys have a safe night. Stay blessed.
Love you guys.